of them. I'm currently looking at 5 factories in mechanized and 4 factories in heavy tanks. Well, I like your enthusiasm, South Africa, but I don't think you can have any tanks ready before the war starts.
And that's going to be a problem because Germany is usually pretty good at supporting Italy and North Africa, and if they have no counter to the heavies down there, Africa is going to be pretty one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, right now all I'm seeing is, and this is once again a problem. I mean, okay, the UK has now introduced AA into its divisions, which is good. You know, it's going to reduce cast damage and it's going to shoot down planes for them in combat. But other than a few Australian 20-wers, they don't have anything around here that would even have a chance in hell to stop a tank. Like, unless they're, you know, going to try to put up a really big roadblock, I don't think they're going to be able to hold them back. That is, unless they have something up their sleeves, which I'm not seeing right now. In fact, there's no fort buildup on El Alamein. I do hope, yeah, okay, the UK has gone with the smart route of building a airport in the Eastern Desert and in Aswan. Not seeing radar yet. They are lacking on radar research as well. They have only got tier 2. But they do have their airports ready, and I think they're going to rely on CAS to do the work for them.
Well, the Italians also have 4 airports, 3 of which are 2,000 capacity in North Africa.
Yeah, but those are important for their control of the Med, but they're not going to help them at all in Egypt. The reason that the UK, this might look weird to some viewers, but you know, combat's going to take place in El Alamein, yet they've built these airports down in Aswan and Eastern Desert, right? Now, the reason you do that is because these airports are actually at the center of the air tile, which means that if you deploy them here, your mission efficiency is going to be way higher than if you were to deploy them directly over the combat. It's weird, because you'd think, hey, the little circle on my plane is actually over where the divisions are. I should be able to have, you know, just as high efficiency as the other party, but that's actually not true. In this tile, you have to be in Eastern Desert or Aswan to get your 100% efficiency, and that's just a good play on the UK's end. Well prepared.
Yeah, I agree. Especially for the fighters for CAS, I think it is proximity to the battle. Like, if your circle doesn't over-highlight the battle, then you're not going to be in that battle.
Yep, but when it comes to fighters, you actually... It's funny, because when it comes to fighters, it's actually different, because it's all about being in the center of the zone, or if you're not reaching, then you won't be able to engage enemy fighters, and the enemy will have red air. So being in the middle of the zone is the place you want to be.
Yep.
But
that's a very good point, yeah.
Sorry, go on. I think you were trying to try to say something.
No, I wasn't. I'm just... Wow, chat, chill with the redeem drink teas, please. I don't want to drink it all now. Like, I just finished 5 and I've already got another 10 queued up.
Oh, wow. I would love a cup of tea right now.
Alright, I'll drink a sip for you, just to rub it in.
Well, all I've got is gamer juice. I mean, I'm just here enjoying myself a Toro Rosso, and that's most of what I have. I actually have to walk to the fridge in a moment to grab myself a beverage. By the way, just China grind going pretty well for Japan. 300k casualties. Could have done better. I mean, you really want to keep that number as low as possible. You don't want to have any unnecessary losses versus China, but the Chinese already lost 2.5 million, and they are 21% to capitulation. So I think the China war's going to end soon.
I'm actually a little surprised that they've done what they've done, because in every single previous game they let the attack bonus against country go down to -30 instead of 40, and I feel like they actually made a slower progress through. So they must have got a big cutoff somewhere that we missed.
Well, the obviously you're going to try to keep the war support for the US low as possible, but I just noticed that, well, let me check the spirit, because I'm not sure if they messed with it or not. They have not changed the spirit, but due to other events happening in the game, obviously we had Sudetenland getting seized and the Yugo War. The US has actually been able to get their giant wakes focused on, and they are now on their way to actually remilitarize.
Yeah, I just saw it's 32, and you want to try and keep it below 30 if you can.
Exactly. 30 is a sweet spot. Once they hit 30 and they click on, because that's the beauty of that focus. A lot of focuses that are reliant on X amount of war support or whatever, they will cancel if you don't have the required amount anymore. The giant wakes is not one of those. If you can click it, because that focus will not stop as soon as you click it. That train will not leave the station. And boy, oh boy, once the US wakes up, that's when the Axis starts trembling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this is something that I actually saw. If you want to pan over to the British Raj, because this is a bit of criticism that, and I still don't understand why they're doing this. So the reason players research AA or build AA usually has nothing to do with the level of AA. If you have support AA in your divisions or line SPAA, like for example heavy SPA tanks, they provide you with a buff that lowers the amount of cast damage that is done against you. So the amount of damage that cast planes do in battles. It doesn't matter what level they are. Like, sure, if you have a tank template, you're going to want to put level 3 or heavy 3 SPAA in there because otherwise your armor goes down. But when it comes to infantry, literally tier 1 AA does just as much or gives the buff. Let me put it this way. The buff is there regardless of the level of AA you have in your divisions. And, the higher level the AA is, the more research time you spend on it and the more IC it's going to cost to build them. And I consistently have seen the Raj in this tournament go to AA3, and I don't like it. There's no reason for them to do it.
That is interesting, because I never knew that. So literally 3 is as good as 1?
Yeah, when it comes to the debuff value, or rather the buff that decreases the amount of damage cast does, is not reliant on a certain level. It is the same regardless of what level of AA you have. Therefore, unless you're going to use it on ships, or if there is some reason, they might license it, which I haven't seen, there's absolutely no reason for you to ever go beyond AA1. Like, the debuff is the same, so why would you bother getting something more expensive?
Do higher level AA shoot down more because their air attack is higher?
I mean, technically yes, but you don't get it for the air attack. You get it for the buff that decreases the amount of damage that cast does. Like, at the end of the day, killing down cast planes, Let me put it this way. The amount of cast planes that AA shoots down, support AA shoots down, is negligible. The only types of battalions that do actual damage against cast planes is heavy SPAA, or any type of SPAA for, in tank divisions. So that's why I don't understand this. Like, it's only the Raj as well that I've seen research this every single time, and I don't know why. If anybody in chat knows, please tell me. But I don't understand the research for AA2.
So I'm seeing France doing something a bit different here than I've seen them do before. I usually see France try to get some kind of heavy tanks, but instead of getting any tanks at all, they're actually putting all of their production into air.
Yes, I know exactly what France is doing. So, like I said before, I played in a practice game against Kaiserreich weekly yesterday. And in that game, the French player, and this is a slightly alternative strategy, they use divisions which we like to call bricks, which is a full 40 whiff template of nothing but infantry battalions or cavalry or camels. And yesterday, when Germany tried to break France, they ran into these 40 whiff brick camels. So that is a division with 20 camel battalions, and they could not break it for the life of them. They ran into a combination of both close air support from TAC bombers and these camel bricks, and they were completely incapable of doing anything to them. And it seems like France has gone with a similar type of strategy here.
Well, they have cavalry instead of camels. And also,
but I mean,
Second World War just broke out, so I think there is a giveaway we should be doing.
I believe so too. I'm actually going to pick a winner for Stellaris DLC, and then I'm going to start one for the merch that we were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So the merchandise is really, really cool. You can get t-shirts like I have on right now. You can also get mugs which have Hearts of Iron 4 on them. I don't know if you can actually see that with my camera, but Paradox have got some really, really nice, sweet stuff. So if you would like to be entered into the raffle for the merchandise, then the first one is going to go over on Big Schmokes' channel. So head on over there and do what he says so you can enter.
Right. First, we're going to close entries on our current giveaway for Stellaris Nemesis DLC game. We're going to click on pick a winner. So give me a drum roll and let's find out who it is.
Drum roll.
I have to do it myself, probably. Yep, exactly. There we go. And, Dark Creed! Literally one of last week's winners wins it. Stellaris Nemesis key. All right, Mr. Dark Creed, please send me a message on Twitch. You can go ahead and just send me a DM, and I'm going to go ahead and throw your name over to Catton, who's going to be taking care of this, I believe. So, and congratulations.
As a reminder, to be eligible to join these giveaways, you must be following that channel. So head on over to Big Schmokes' channel, hit the follow button, then join the raffle.
Yep, and while you're doing that, I'm going to start the next giveaway, which is for as Mordred mentioned, some amazing Paradox merch. I'm actually jealous. It's a cool T-shirt, dude.
It's very cool.
I'd like
I love
to have
it.
one of those. If you go ahead and write !raffle in chat, you can enter into a raffle for some amazing Paradox merch. So go ahead and do that on the channel. Make sure you hit the follow button and then write out !raffle in chat. You might be one of the lucky winners.
And we do have another 2 of those merchandise bundles, which will be coming later on in the stream as important events to kick off. And I believe, how many Stellaris have you given away? Just the one?
Just the one, yeah. We'll do some faster raffles later on.
So we have another 4 Stellarises to give away, and then also, I believe, a CK3 bundle, which will come with all the DLC for CK3. So Paradox being very, very generous in their sponsorships of this event. So a big thank you to Paradox for just generally being awesome.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like they've literally sponsored a lot of things. I think we made a lot of people happy already with the keys we've given away. So a big thank you to Paradox for being there and supporting the community. Because remember, this event isn't originally organized by Paradox. It was actually done by the Hoi4 community Discord, and Paradox was so nice to just come in and sponsor the tournament. So yeah, big thank you to them. And let's see what the Germans are doing, because I am not seeing tanks on the French border. I think
They've already taken Warsaw. They're smashing their way through Poland.
I'm not sure if this is a good play from the Germans. Obviously, it's gonna, empty up their or clear out their eastern front, but it does buy the Allies time to actually come in and prepare a defensive France, which, like we mentioned before, and I'm gonna go over to the U.S. and I think we're gonna see something. If we click on Canada, we're gonna see. Oh, yep, there we go. United Kingdom is supporting Canada and Lend-Lease. France is supporting Canada and Lend-Lease, and of course the United States with 100,000 B-23s being Lend-Leased, which just means that he wrote a random number in there and just sending every last attack bomber that he has in there. And we are getting a hot joint because Canada actually crashed.
So, chat, how do you think the game is going so far? Whose advantage do you think we are going to be seeing the most at the moment? I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Axis. They did the Ethiopia and Spanish Civil Wars nicely. I'm a little bit concerned by Italy's lack of focus on the old technology front. France not building any tanks is radically different from the France I've seen in the past. I'll be interested to see if their cavalry divisions actually hold out in the face of the heavy tanks coming in from the Germans. I have my doubts, but I can always be wrong. And then we also have the Germans absolutely blitzing their way through Poland much more aggressively than I've actually seen them do that before. And then Manchukuo has actually taken out China. So China is dead. And the co-prosperity sphere can begin to really build up and bolster their production.
Whew. Sorry about that. I'm back and loaded up on beverages.
Jolly good. Yeah, I might need to go and get a refresh from all of the drink teas that I was getting earlier.
Is that one of your channel point rewards?
It is, yeah. There seem to be 2 main things that people spend channel points on my channel. That is drink teas and then polls.
It's kind of a stereotype, isn't it? The whole drink tea thing as an Englishman.
I'm not English, though. I'm Dutch.
Are you Dutch, really?
Yes.
Seriously? I thought you were English. Wait, so you're saying that this is actually being casted by 2 Dutch people right now?
Yeah. I didn't know you were Dutch either. I thought you were American.
Well, the more you know. That's actually amazing. Wow. I were convinced you were. Well, I mean, you've got a nice accent in that case.
I mean, I've lived in England for years and years, so I'm not that surprised. My English is definitely better than my Dutch is at this point.
Oh, so what you're saying is you're pretty much English, and I wasn't that far off.
Well, I have a Dutch passport. I don't have an English passport, so there is that.
Oh, well then. I'm sorry I was mistaken. I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind. It's fine. It just means that, the Dutch commentary team is taking over Paradox right now.
Exactly, and they're having a blast. Unfortunately, the game is currently paused, and I'm not sure what's going on. Is there still a player missing, or has something gone wrong?
I don't know. I mean, I am in now, and they're usually waiting for me.
I don't believe we've received any messages from the host. I've not seen anything in caster chat, so there might be something going on that we are not aware of.
Are there extra players in the host channel? That's usually a giveaway.
That's actually a good point. Let me see.
Yeah, Germany's in there.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like the Germans are there. I don't know why. They haven't given us any information as to what's going on, so there might be... maybe they're just being wary. Maybe they saw something that they view as suspicious. Obviously, and this is something I actually like. I personally always look at, especially like Germany and the UK as team captains. You know, usually they're the nations that really decide where the team goes, and it's good to see players that play those roles to also take responsibility. And if they see something, and I'm not saying that anyone's broken a rule, but it's always good practice to try to nip it in the bud before it becomes an actual issue and spoils the game for other, for the other players. Not saying that anything like that happened, but regardless, it's good to see the team captains take responsibility and ensure that the game stays fair for all involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're on that topic, I also want to say that we have slightly more admin staff working in the background. So the previous preliminaries and semi-finals, it was all down to just the host to find any rule breaks, but now we have a secondary observer who is also keeping an eye on everything going on for rule breaks. Because unfortunately the host in the first game was stuck in Gotland, so wasn't able to use observer mode, and was basically using my stream to keep an eye on what the players were doing.
That's actually funny because the same happened to me, and I kept getting messages from the host like, hey, thank you for calling those things out. That actually made my life a lot easier. So I'm sure that the hosts are currently also tuned into the stream and try to figure out if we see anything that might look like somebody's broken a rule. But apparently you're a proper Viking because you live in England. I think that's I think you might be 1,200 years too late, but I think Danelaw's been gone for a while.
I knew there was something I had to do 1,200 years ago.
Oh, wow, and I'm now getting the super Max spam in chat. That's amazing. For those of you who don't know, Max Verstappen, obviously the best driver in the world. Don't challenge me on that. Currently pole position for tomorrow's race on Monza. I'm excited. I hope the rest of you are too, for those of you who do watch Formula 1. But yeah, like my viewers know that I'm a really big Formula 1 fan, and I'm happy that they're finally sharing the Formula 1 hype with me. That being said, though, let's get back to what the order of the day is, which is what the Germans are going to do next once the pause is over.
And in fact, I'm going to let you take over and I'll take a short break myself, so I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, so apparently there is currently a rehost that's about to happen, and we're going to have a break until 8 p.m. So it's going to be, 8 p.m. UTC, which will be 5 minutes from now on. So I think the players are a little fatigued. The thing is, the House Orange taking over the British Isles live on Twitch. Exactly. Soon, Willem Alexander will reign over the planet. No, I don't think that will happen. And I don't think he aspires to. But either way, it looks like we're going to be taking a short break here. So it's actually a nice opportunity for us to go ahead and take a look through what the players have been up to. So like we discussed before, the Italians are going for those light attack CAs combined with destroyers. Once again, if you don't know what a light attack CA is, it is one of these lovely ships. It's got no armor because it doesn't take damage from light attack anyway, and up armoring your cruisers is not really going to help you against heavy ships that still have their cannons on them. And he's just using all those light attack batteries to stack the light attack to be able to delete the enemy screens. And I think he hasn't refitted the Torios and not the Conti Cavour, so he might just keep his heavy attack up. And I really don't want to leave the lobby because all the information is going to be gone, but I kind of have to, so we're going to quit and we're going to grab the next one, and we're going to go back to Lobby Simulator, which of course is our favorite part of the game. Sorry, I'm just communicating with the host in the meantime. Who's your president? Michael Jordan. Oh, everyone's air zones are apparently bugged. Fair enough. That's a good reason to do a rehost. In the meantime, we still have a raffle going on for some amazing Paradox merch, like Mordred called out earlier. You've got a mug, a really cool t-shirt that I actually want to have one of as well. And you can join the raffle by coming over to my channel, which is twitch.tv/BigSmokes. You have to follow, and you can drop an ! Raffle in chat to enter. And I think because we're on a break, I might actually just get a result of the raffle if we have enough people in, and then move on to the next Stellaris key, because we're going to be waiting for the next few minutes anyway. So if you still want to have a chance at the Paradox merch, make sure to come over now. I'll give you guys, let's say 4 more minutes just before the game starts to come in, and then we'll raffle it off. All right. Congratulations, Magpie. And I'll immediately open up another one. Are you opening up any giveaways, by the way?
Sorry, I was totally not listening. What was that?
I asked, are you personally opening any giveaways as well?
Yeah, I'll probably do the next one for the Hearts of Iron bundle. I might do the CK. So I'll let you do the Stellaris and the third Hearts of Iron bundle, then I'll do CK and the second one.
That's fine. In that case, I'll open up another one for a Nemesis key then. I'm going to run that for an hour. It should do. All right.
So again, if you want to get a copy of Nemesis, Stellaris Nemesis, then head over to Big Smokes' channel. It will only work on Big Smokes' channel. It will not work on Mordred Viking channel or Paradox channel, so you need to go to his and then do ! raffle.
I actually just misclicked. Please don't join that. There we go. I believe I just opened the... Yeah, there you go. All right, ! raffle in chat. Make sure you follow first and then hit ! raffle in chat and you can join for the Stellaris Nemesis key, that is. And nobody noticed Grey Warrior. Don't mention it.
So we're just waiting for players to join in now. There are 33?
14 and 14, so it's 28 plus us and the 2 hosts. That's 32.
Okay, so we're at what the number we need. We just need people to finish loading.
Yep, it's Vestung out in Australia who has decided to make us all wait. Thank you, Vestung. Very cool.
There we go.
I think we're just waiting for people to ready up now, and then we'll probably continue on. The Dutch taking over the raffle too? Please don't. Everybody is more than welcome to come in and join the raffle. Trust me, I'm not even deciding on who wins. It's a random algorithm, so I don't think it's all that biased.
It's just slightly weighted towards the Dutch. I mean, sorry, yeah, completely not biased at all.
I mean, last time I actually had a Scotsman win the same prize twice. So, if anything, it seems to be biased more to the Scots at the moment than to the Dutch, but I guess we'll see.
Well, in terms of culture, apparently the Scots and the Dutch are very, very close together. So,
I mean, there are a lot of similarities there. We both like parties. We both like to imbibe, and I think we generally appreciate a good time. So, yeah, I'd definitely say so. Yeah.
And in terms of being British, I'm not English at all, but I am Scottish. So Scottish and Dutch and American and Welsh, just not English.
Oh, that's a real cultural hodgepodge there.
Yeah, I'm a mongrel, I know.
Oh, don't worry, you're not the only one. I'm personally half Danish. Just don't speak Danish to me because I don't speak the language.
Okay. I mean, I suspect that I have Danish blood because I went to Denmark. It's like everyone looks like me. I look way more Danish than I look Dutch because I'm not tall.
Well, in all fairness, your name is literally Viking, so even if it's unintended, you might very well have picked up some Danish genes on the way. Who knows?
Yeah, quite possibly.
I don't do biology anyway.
No.
Anyway, in the meantime, we've got the German tanks indeed ramming down the Polish defenses. They're already all the way in the east, past Warsaw. They've broken the rivers, and I don't think Poland's long for this world, which is surprising. I thought they were going to grind on the Poles, but it seems like they're actually just happy to get them off the map, take their industry for themselves, and move on to take out France that way. It is safer, but...
A little bit surprised that Poland's still alive. I think they need to lose like one more province, they're probably out.
They actually encircled a German tank as well. I've got a little panzer division over here, which got itself caught behind Polish lines, but yeah, okay, an infantry division already got them back, and there we go. Poland's gone.
50,000 guns. Nice haul.
Yeah, I mean, that's the upside of not grinding on Poland. They'll, have a lot more equipment when they capitulate, which means a lot more guns in the bank for the Germans, which means that they can focus on, building more heavy tanks, which in the long term usually does help.
Absolutely, and they got around Maginot on the same day that Poland fell, and we can now see that there are troops swarming over towards the Low Countries.
Oh, wow. I don't think they're going to leave anything to chance. I think the entire German army is moving over to the to the Benelux to hit a nail in that particular coffin. Oh, poor Luxembourg. Every single time. Just a victim of real politics.
Certainly looks that way. But interestingly, there are no Italians on the Alpine border.
I'm not surprised about that. At the end of the day, the Allies can't really spark the war with Italy. Italy, in this rule set, has all the control over when they want to join the war. The only thing that I've seen is the Italians mess up the Greece war. When Italy declares war on Greece, they have a 4-week period of grace where the Greeks aren't allowed to join the Allies, after which they do automatically join the Allies, I believe. And so long as the Italians either A, don't mess it up, or B, don't declare on Greece, they're pretty much good to stay out for as long as possible.
Interesting.
And thank you, Crazy. Sorry, my head mod just said we're both beautiful.
Oh, thanks. So Utrecht has already fallen. Amsterdam's already fallen. This isn't going well. And there it goes.
I was about to say at least my hometown is still free, but nope. That got caught.
The line was broken at mine. Arnhem was first.
I live a little further up north, and they left me be for a time, but feels bad. Feels really bad, and there goes Belgium.
Yeah.
Now, there is a meme in my community that the Belgian motorized division tends to do a lot of damage, and I've seen games where it does. Unfortunately, today, the one motorized division they have is... Oh! Are we going to see it again? Oh, no, they microed in infantry. The Belgian motorized division is not going to get lucky today, and the tanks are already past Brussels.
And they're storming towards... Oh, no, they've halted outside of Lille. There goes Belgium.
And, yep, here we go, the defense of France. It is the traditional wood line. And it seems like the Germans are actually going to try to break through the wood line rather than through the Maginot. Not something I'm used to seeing of Shadow, but I guess he wanted to take the safer approach.
And you were right by the just massive blocks of cavalry defending the lines against them. And we'll see how cavalry fare against tanks.
Now, one thing that's key to note here is the air war. Now, at the moment, from Axis perspective, they have 3,500 fighters. But this is key. Like I said, the Germans have been building tanks since the start of the game. The Allies have roughly, let's say, 500 support planes there. The Axis have 1,200. They've got those 1,200 tanks over, and they're doing so much damage.
But the Axis are losing 3 planes to 1 at the moment. Like, the actual air battle's definitely not in their favour.
No, but it doesn't matter to the Axis. They don't care about losing planes. To them, all they care about is breaking this wood line, and they're already a tile in. They've broken the first tile in Picardy, and with this cast damage that's being done, I don't think France is going to get as lucky as they did in the training game. I mean, look at that. They're breaking the tile next to Sedan as well. I think that France is going to get more than they've bargained for.
Yeah, I think that not getting any kind of armor against this Germany in particular is proven to be very, very good with armor. Was a mistake.
But yeah, one thing that is insane about those horses, look at those stats. 2,400 defense against 1,200 breakthrough on the heavy tanks. That is just an insane number. And, you know, those shovel divisions, the 20ers, they're getting de-orked like crazy. But this brick of cavalry is just sitting at 24 orc. But oh, there comes the Cass! And oh, they just got instantly routed. Feels bad for the French horses.
The attack against Paris just was repulsed. The tanks lost the battle.
Yeah,
but they're pushing down towards Rhine.
It's all about continuing to fight against those divisions that are no longer entrenched. Like, you see those horses on the west, they're entrenched. Like, the Germans understand, the German players rather, they understand that that's not the tile they want to go to. They're going to keep pushing these under-strength and under-entrenched divisions, and look at the damage they're doing. They're just pushing the river. And they're about to cross it as well. There we go.
Yep, they're across.
And one thing that's key here, does France still have... No, they do not have disjointed government, so they're not going to fall the second Paris falls, but they're not long for this world either, because the Germans just drove into Paris and it... Yep.